Welcome back. Today we're going to be starting the peer review week for your rhetorical analysis essay. Just like the last time we had a peer review in the last unit, this week the due dates are a little bit different. Your initial post will still be due on Wednesday, the 24th of October, but your peer review responses will be due on Saturday, the 27th of October. And I really encourage you guys, as you're doing those peer reviews, to dig into the questions that the discussion provides, maybe look back at the questions from the previous discussion, just to give you some good ideas about how to build a really strong peer review. I also want to note that you're welcome to mark up documents and share your feedback in that way. The final draft of your essay, so the draft that I'll grade, will be due on Sunday, October 28th. And I wanted to note here, I'll note this on the discussion board as well. I'd like it if you guys only turned your essay in when you're ready for me to grade those. So if I see stuff coming in early, I'll probably grade them. I'm not going to be regrading after you get feedback, so make sure that the one you turn in is the one you want graded. Okay? So the introduction to this essay will give a short objective summary of the article that you're analyzing. This will be the same article that you worked with for last week's discussion board post. So make sure you're using the same article. That'll give you a good start on exploring the ethos, pathos, and logos of that text. So you'll explain your analysis of the article's rhetorical situation. That's going to be the soapstone analysis in your summary and the introduction. And it should end with your analytical thesis. That thesis will make a claim about the rhetoric and argumentation strategies of the article. It might look at what elements of the articles you're going to analyze, and overall it'll convey a judgment of the article's effectiveness. So through the use of ethos, pathos, and logos, Smith effectively persuaded the intended audience of this article to believe blah, right? So think about how you're going to sum all of that up. And one thing I like to remind people of here is you don't have to know every part of your thesis before you start writing for a paper like this. Sometimes going through and really building your ideas will help you come to a really clear thesis. It can help to have a basic working thesis where you think you're going, but definitely feel free to go back and revise that thesis after the paper is written. The body of your essay will offer specific claims about the strategies that the author used. So you'll think about what the rhetorical appeals were, how they worked, how they either connected to or failed to connect to the intended audience that you described in Soapstone. You might think about what specifically those appeals do in terms of shaping also the way an audience sees those arguments. So go through the rhetorical appeals. You might think about other kinds of argumentative strategies or specific language choices that the author makes. So this really goes back to that practice of close reading. How does the word choice impact the effectiveness of the argument? In some ways, that might even come out as something like, how does the word choice impact the appeal to pathos, ethos, or logos? So think about those kinds of close reading issues as well. You're going to give specific evidence from the argument to support your claims. A lot of you pulled quotes already from the discussion that connect to the various rhetorical appeals. Take those, use them, build on those ideas. Be sure to give in-text citation. Remember, in-text citation is going to be the author's last name or the short title of the work if you don't have an author's last name, surrounded by parentheses that'll come right after your direct quotation or your summary or paraphrase. So quickly, just to recap this unit, Soapstone asks you to look at a text's subject, occasion, audience, purpose, speaker, and tone. The 3 rhetorical appeals are going to be ethos, which is an appeal to character, ethics, or credibility; logos, the appeal to logic or reason; and pathos, the appeal to emotion. Finally, your conclusion for the essay will again remind us of the overall assessment that you made of the effectiveness of the article's argument based on the article's intended audience and purpose. Remember that a conclusion will echo your thesis, but it will not be copied and pasted from your thesis. Okay, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing your essays.